Drop it in the comments right now. Say, I see it. I see it. I visualize success. I visualize victory. I visualize abundance. I visualize freedom. It's not even a conversation. It's not even a question. I don't care what anybody says. I visualize myself driving what I've been called to drive, living where I've been called to live, getting my family up out of the hood. I visualize myself. I am determined. I am committed. There's nothing that is going to stop me. And I don't care if this thing takes everything I have. Everybody is looking to manifest. We're all looking to manifest something. And so let me look crazy for a season, and I'll live the rest of my life like a legend. If we're going to manifest the future that we see in our heads, then there are going to be seasons and chapters and moments in your life where nobody is going to understand why you decided that you don't want to just work the 9 to 5. You've got a glimpse of a possibility of a brighter future. You decided that there's something more. But there are some goals in life that if I'm going to hit, if I'm going to have an aim, that I've got to be willing to look crazy. When you see the possibility, when you see what you could be, that's when you look foolish. That's when people start questioning because they don't understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how I'm doing it. Some people are never going to get it until you lift the trophy in the air. Some people are never going to get it until you lift the diploma in the air. Some people are never going to get it until you win. Then they're going to ask you, how did you do it? There's nothing in life that you're going to accomplish that is going to come and manifest without suffering. The future takes time to manifest. Solitude is a superpower. Embrace it. Step into it. Find yourself and become unstoppable. There are seasons in our lives that summon us to go deeper. It is possible to do this when the chapter of being alone is no longer seen as lonely, but we see it as beauty, brilliance, wisdom. I've got to find what I've been called to do. I've got to discover my purpose, make that difference, make the connections. The lonely chapter can be defined oftentimes as a season where you go to war with yourself and you tell no one about it until you have won. When was the last time you sat alone with your thoughts? In order to get through the lonely chapter, you must embrace the lonely chapter. There will be seasons where you will be isolated, where you will need to walk alone. Until my team shows up, I will be undefeated. I will be unstoppable. I will be a force to be reckoned with. I am destined, I am determined, I am devoted, and I will fulfill my destiny. And sometimes you will grow weary. And there will be days when you don't want to get out of bed, and nobody calls you, and nobody texts you, and nobody checks on you, and very few believe that you will ever come out of this darkness, you will ever come out of this hole, but you have to believe. I gotta wipe the blood out of my eyes and start to see that it's possible that I can come out of this place of misery. I can come out of this place of self-doubt and self-sabotage and fear and anxiety and this idea that my industry is saturated, that there's enough people. Let me make this very clear. There is only one you. Sometimes it's just you and God. If you're like most people, you've come to the end of yourself. You're watching this video right now. Out of over 100 billion pieces of content, you're listening to me at this appointed time in your life. This moment is your path to clarity. This speech is a catalyst for alignment and transformation. Let this be the last talk, the last moment that you need to change everything in your life. It's your turn, your time. It's time to upgrade your operating system. And when you come to your breaking point, When you decide to get committed and devoted and you are determined that nothing will separate you from the destiny that you've been called to fulfill. Everything is about to come alive in your life. Every day, approximately 150,000 people pass away. I don't mean to sound morbid, but I'm just being honest. They die. Let that statistic not only sink in, but serve as an underscore of the urgency of our existence and the fleeting nature of life. Let that be a reminder of your mortality. At the end of our lives, we will ask ourselves, did we live? Did we love? Did we matter? Did we fulfill our destiny? Time is running out. Your days are numbered. It's time for your effort to become focused and effective. But let me be clear about one thing. Your life will remain unchanged until you are willing to identify what is wrong with it and accept the responsibility to change it. If you wake up and do not like the life that you see, and don't believe you are in alignment with God's purposes and plans for your life, the question is, how did I get here? We are all running a program. Some of us have been running the program of fear, scarcity, lack, doubt. Everything that's good sounds like a scam, that I'm supposed to be poor and broken and betrayed and tired and weary. That's the program that you run. That you have to be an employee for the rest of your life. That's a program. The program you've been running has gotten you as far as you're gonna get. And if you don't upgrade, nothing is going to change. Everything starts with a decision. Here is what we've got to come to grips with. Your time is limited. Your days are numbered. And you're moving so fast, wrapped in the swirl of busyness, distraction, and noise that you probably don't stop and think you are still here. It has been divinely orchestrated that you would hear me at this point in your life. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that the hand of God is on your life. I am proud of you. I'm proud that you're still listening to something that's life-giving, that would spark the ember of change in your heart. I'm proud of you. You made it this far out of every betrayal. You've been lied to. You've been stabbed in the back. You've gone through betrayal. You've gone through suffering and affliction. Some of you were left for dead, abandoned by people you thought would walk with you through this life. And they left you. And you're still here. You've been undervalued and overlooked and underpaid. And you're still here. And that counts for something. It is in the who you are becoming that matters more than what you are achieving. Legends understand the beauty and the brilliance of the process. They have a growth mindset. They know what to do, when to do it, and why they're doing it. And they've developed the daily habits that align with the outcomes that they believe they've been destined to have. And I can tell you that your life is a direct printout of your perspectives, your beliefs, your values. This is where our mindset, our beliefs, our thought, our patterns live in the mental layer, inside. And this is what determines my actions. What was passed down to us environmentally, generationally. This is the program we're running. It's all tethered to a belief system. Let me be clear. I don't think there's something's wrong with you. It's not that you're a bad person. It's what's the program you are running? Can we start with the reality that most people think that this thing is about working harder and hustling and grinding and cold plunging at 3 a.m. You can cold plunge all you want. You can consistently do the wrong thing. If you're not seeing results in any area of your life, and you might be abundant in one, but totally living in lack and scarcity in another, it's because something in your program
is not aligned with the plans and purposes of God for your life. This program that you've been running in your mind, it determines your decisions, your actions, your relationships, your finances, even your health. So here's what most people do. They try to work harder in the tangible realm. They think if they wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and have this nobody's gonna outwork me mentality, and I'm gonna sacrifice, and I'm gonna hustle, and I'm gonna grind, but it doesn't matter how tall the ladder is that you're climbing. If your ladder's up against the wrong building, everything you are doing is in vain. And so we think if we grind and if we push ourselves, thinking that effort alone is the answer, but effort without alignment is a waste of energy. It's like trying to build a house without any plans. You can spend a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money, but you're not gonna get anywhere without the plans, without pouring the concrete, without laying the foundation, without understanding why you do what you do. If all you're doing is cold plunging at 3 o'clock in the morning, lifting weights, and making it all physical, then you are leaving massive potential on the table. It's in the physical realm where action happens, where effort meets results. But if my mental program is not aligned with the purposes and plans for my life, then effort will only take me so far. This is where we find ourselves wrapped in artificial significance I like to call busyness, where we consistently feel like we are spinning our wheels, we're working harder without making any real progress. Everybody wants the exterior first. We want new zip codes and new area codes. But transcendence is an inside job. Everything starts internally. If you keep making this thing about the tangible realm, the physical, what you see, and not your inner man, what's happening in your mind, then you're gonna miss the mark. And this is where we realize our potential and we identify where we are sabotaging ourselves. It's time for you to get out of your own way and cancel your subscription to self-sabotage. Now, we need an upgrade. We need an alignment. We need our thoughts, our ideas, our values, our perspectives to align with the purposes of God for our life. We need more alignment, not effort. It's not about who can hustle or grind. Give me somebody who's hustling. Give me somebody who's grinding and fighting tooth and nail. And I will show you somebody who is aligned. Because alignment replaces effort. Because our actions are aligned with our deepest intentions. And when I am aligned, the results that I'm looking for come exponentially faster. This is where success and accomplishment feels effortless. That version of you is going to get that life that you dream of. It's your turn, your time. This is a personal invitation into a new way of living, to an apex predator mentality. See, a lion has no competition. A lion has no predator in the natural order. A lion is at the top of the food chain because a lion refuses to be ordinary. The lion is disruptive. The lion does not play by the rules. Is there somebody listening to me that has come to the end of this version of themselves? And you are in a season called enough is enough. That I am now integrating this lion mentality. I'm talking to somebody that believes they've been called to be an apex predator, to walk in power, to walk in strength, to have fearless courage and keen intelligence. That I am devoted, I am disciplined, and I am dangerous, and I'm coming after my destiny. I did not come here to play. I I did not come here to do this half-heartedly. I did not come here to even give it 100%. I'm giving it everything I have. All blood, sweat, tears, my talent, my ability, my time, my treasure. I will pour myself out and pay whatever the price it is to fulfill my destiny. You will make history. The story changes with me. Endurance is not always loud and courageous. Sometimes endurance is that still, small, divine voice that says in your darkest hour, just take one more step. Just rise one more time. Just push beyond the boundaries. Just believe what is possible. Just because you experienced a defeat does not mean you are defeated. Deep down inside of you, there's an unyielding commitment to persevere. There's a resolve to keep going. Because you've seen enough people in your lifetime fall off, fall back, give up, drop out, let go, and not let God. And it may rain, and the wind may blow, and people may try to abuse me and use me. And it may take some time for me to see everything that God put in me, but something is emerging out of what seems to be wreckage. You don't need to hear another lion or dog mentality. There is something about the human spirit that is like nothing else in the earth. Old folks used to tell me, trouble don't last always. Here's what I need you to do. Every thought of suicide, every thought of quitting, every thought of throwing in the towel and aborting your mission, cast it down. Drop it in the comments, cast it down. I will not stop. I will not quit. When you learn to endure, you outlast valley. You outlast trial. You outlast the disrespect. You outlast the drama on your job, in your family, the negativity, the division, everything that is venomous and poisonous, all of the vicissitudes that come with life. I will outlast you. Somebody that endures understands the inevitability of a flood. That there will be seasons of famine, loss, lack, affliction, and I am not only acquainted with it, but I am prepared. It's the people that are blindsided. It's the people that live in denial. It's the people that did not prepare for winter. It's the people that were not anchored when the snow hits and the storm comes. Those are the people that sink. I refuse to believe that I've been buried alive. I don't care how many bills I have. I don't care of the obligations, the circumstances, who's with me, who's for me, who's against me, who's lying on me. I just refuse to quit because I'm not buried, I'm planted. I need you to keep going. I need you to keep believing. I need you to stop living vicariously through everybody else's social media account and focus on you. The only competition you have is your lesser self. It's who you were yesterday. What if I told you that everything that you have been through was for this hour? That spirit of depression and heaviness and discouragement, all of a sudden, when it runs into you, it runs into a believer. It ran into somebody that may have gone through defeat, but they are not defeated. You are acquainted with insurmountable feats, yet you have learned the lesson of endurance. There is a fire in you, and it burns from within. It is unquenchable. It thirsts to overcome, to conquer, to emerge victorious from wreckage. Endurance is not just about persistence and resilience and grit. I need some wisdom. I need to learn how to be more pragmatic and implement and execute, regardless of the circumstances. In spite of it all, I refuse to stop here. I refuse not to get better for tomorrow. It is in these moments where life takes a blow at our soul. It is in the face of every challenge, in the face of every setback, in every moment of doubt, that we resolve to make endurance our battle cry. I've got an unbreakable spirit that is able to carry on through valleys, through despair, through darkness. It does not matter. You know, like nobody else on earth, your advantages, your disadvantages, your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities, your traumas, the triggers that all need to be canceled, the experiences that you've had, all of the letdowns, all of the losses, all of the learning experiences. Let's deal with the competition. Why are you comparing yourself to anybody? No other human being on earth knows you like you know you. So there is no need for comparison. There is no need for complaint. And there is no need for criticism. And so I don't care what they are saying about you, as long as what you are saying about you is lining up with what God says about you. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, regardless of the circumstances. I need you to keep going. Whether you have money or not, whether you have food or not, whether you are high or low, mountains or valleys, pits or palaces, prisons or private jets, suffering is inevitable. I know it, I get it. The bills, the obligations, the mandates, the responsibilities. It seems as though the weight of the world is on your shoulders, that you are acquainted with trial and tribulation and battle and valley and darkness and weariness and emptiness. Yet you keep going. You can plant an acorn seed in the ground, and that oak tree will not come to full maturity for about 30 to 50 years. Somebody listening to me is tired, weary, distracted, triggered, back up against the wall, when it feels as though you've been buried underneath all of the pain. Somebody put it in the comments. I'm not buried, I'm planted. When you learn to endure, it is the key that unlocks the door to dreams, the catalyst that propels us towards the life that we envision. It is in the face of every challenge, in the face of every setback, that we resolve to keep living, to keep stepping, to keep walking, to keep crawling, to keep running towards this purpose that God has given us, that there's still life left in me, that I'm not ready to go. I've got an unbreakable spirit that is able to carry on through valleys, through despair, through darkness. It does not matter. I will endure. What separates legends from the average? What separates the 1% from the rest of this world? There will come a time in your life where you will ask yourself this question. Haven't you lived here long enough? You've been in doubt and fear and uncertainty and confusion and comparison long enough. Haven't you been depressed long enough? Haven't you been broke long enough? Haven't you been broken and fractured and defeated and demoralized long enough? You still think you have time, but I came here to sound an alarm in your heart, to let you know that tomorrow is not promised. I'm convinced that there's somebody listening to me who refuses to stay where they are, who will make the decision to separate yourself from the average. I want you to consider this my personal invitation to you into the 1%. This is not about a socioeconomic background. This is not about how much money you make or the car that you drive. This chiefly is about the person you become.
Metaphorically speaking, go find a mirror, wipe the blood out of your eyes, and tell yourself,
I can see now! I got royalty in my DNA. I will not bow to ordinary. I got people to see, places to go, tables to sit at. I got work to do. This is what separates the 1%. Can you do what nobody in your bloodline has ever done before? Are you resilient enough to overcome failures and setbacks? Do you believe that you can communicate in such a way that is so powerful that you can build a team from nothing, brick by brick, and to lead a generation into the future? It takes a different person to walk into that room and sit at that table. I can see now what's possible past all of the pain and doubt and fear after they said that you'll never make a comeback. Do you believe that your dream, that the vision, that the idea that you see in your head, do you believe you could hold it in your hand? Family, I'm convinced that many of you are where you are because you don't see the value in where you're supposed to be.
see, the problem with many of us is that we're so deeply anchored in the past that we cannot see the future. The question is, can you see past the betrayal, past the rejection, past the arguments, the rage, the anger, the misunderstandings, the mistakes you've made, and those who left you for dead? Can you see past that? And so what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary? Vision, a new vision.
I cannot be a part of the 1% if I do not have vision and I do not understand. Lord, give me understanding. I'm talking about the 1% of people that are actually working on their mental health, that refuse to lose the fight against the demons that your parents and your family had to fight. This is your personal invitation to a mentality of a group of 1% of people that are incurable optimists, and they've got a posture of humility that says, I'm humble enough to know I don't know everything, and I'm hungry enough to know that I'm just getting warmed up. This is what separates one-hit wonders from history makers. An obsessive focus on the mission. What is your vision? What is your mission? Why are you here? It's the 1% that understand that without relentless drive and hunger, you will never eat. I just need you to believe that at the end of all of this, that you are the 1%. You wouldn't have made it this far in this video if you weren't. What truly separates the extraordinary individuals who changed the world and shaped the course of history from the average masses, it's a combination of talent, grit, resilience, and an indomitable spirit that propels them to achieve the unthinkable. It's the 1% when they are faced with crushing and failures and demoralizing setbacks that would make most quit. It's the 1% that view the problems and the challenges and the setbacks as opportunities to overcome every single day. And the 1% of people, the 1% are fueled by a growth mindset. They consistently seek to learn. They consistently seek to improve themselves. They have a hunger to be stronger. Those who refuse to be average are always moving. There's a drive in them. There's a desire and a passion. There's a calling to be innovative, to blaze trails, to pursue, to be phenomenal, to be unforgettable. There's a drive. There's a hunger. It's what they eat. It's what they breathe. The process. It's who they are becoming on the way to the target.
These are the people that can push through pain, and they can see a luminous future. They can see what's possible. They can feel their stored up potential. If they don't quit, if they don't throw in the towel, if they believe in themselves and put faith in God, that He will see them through.
Let me tell you what separates the legends from the average. They're very clear on their why. Here's why I'm relentless. Here's why I'm hungry. Because if I don't do this, nobody else will. They're purposeful and passionate. They're self-aware. They're confident. They're continuously learning. They are curious and persistent and patient and disciplined. When you've had enough, find a mirror and tell yourself, enough is enough. I refuse to be average. Enough is enough. Separate yourself from not enough. Separate yourself from scarcity and lack and defeat. The greatest version of you is not the I can do anything version of you. The greatest version of you, come on, you know it, is the person that's got parameters. The person that says, no, I can't do that. I can't go there. I can't taste that. I can't touch that. I've got an unwavering self-belief and a confidence. I've got impeccable integrity and values and character. I will not bow to ordinary. I got people to see, places to go, tables to sit at. I got work to do. I just need you to believe that at the end of all of this, that you are the 1%.